What's up, guys? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. What's up, everyone? Let's let the stream populate a little bit more. Today is the day of perspective. What's up, Robert? What's up, Brian? What's up, guys? Ivan, Korean Hotshot, Felix. What's up, two guys, Nasty, Bivas, Mutatba, Jamie, Raymond, Justin. What's up? Alex, hello. Ripstorm, Andres, Dan. What's up, guys? PTL, Oscar, Tabir. All right, okay. OG, what's up, my man? Then we have Sandrock from Sydney. What's up? We have Patron. We have we have JT3. What's up, everyone? Okay. So Kevin Brown, welcome. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Okay. Well, let's get started. Okay. Right. So Gadir, what's up, man? Hey. Okay, selamat pagi to you too. Apa khabar? Wayamadaya, nice to meet you. Slim Boss. Jason, what's up? What's up, John S? Okay, guys. Today's title is Stop Losing Money in the Crypto Space, and of course, Charlie Lee selling off all his Litecoin. What's up, James? What's up, James? So, okay, so let's talk about some things first, because we are very close to the new year, and I see a lot of enthusiasm because of the recent altcoin run up. A lot of us, especially if we've been invested in this space. Good morning, Nong Peace. Good morning. So a lot of us have been invested in this space since. Let's assume you've been invested in this space for at least 6 months, all right? So if you have been invested in this space for 6 months, you notice that there is a shift in the paradigm, right? So initially, let's say, let me give you an example of my portfolio. My portfolio was getting hammered big time at the beginning, right? It was okay. I started off with 100 BTC, right? And then I invested in altcoins. And when it came to the end of the year, I in fact got everything back and more. And the value of those altcoins that we stayed invested in actually came back, in a sense that I didn't lose any BTC because of the fact that we've been staying invested in the awesome cryptocurrencies or the awesome altcoins. So the value actually appreciated. So this is something that I want people to take note, that if you are looking at fundamentally sound cryptocurrencies, the chances of you having to be able to regain your value, even though you get hammered at the beginning, is going to be fine. Because a lot of people were very concerned, like, Ryan, I'm invested in this altcoin, but it's getting hammered because BTC is a monster, it's continuously going up. What should I do? Should I sell off now and go back to BTC? Reason being that BTC, the only way that it seems to be offering value is fork after fork after fork. If you notice, right? Then there are potential, unlifting of bans. When those bans are being unlifted, when regulations are softened in certain countries, people only know how to buy Bitcoin at the moment. But from a functionality perspective, I think if you all know, we all are aware that the Bitcoin network is very congested. It's expensive when it comes down to microtransactions. It's cool when you're it's okay, when you're transacting large amounts. But when it comes down to microtransactions, which is very important, by the way, let me explain why. Don't think from a speculative or trader or investor perspective. Think for the fact that right now, if merchants worldwide are transacting with just, let's say we talk about our favorite thing, coffee, breakfast, bread, and they accept Bitcoin, the microtransactions are not favorable for these, for the customer and also it's not practical for the merchant as well because of all these microtransactions. So suddenly, Bitcoin used to be like the main currency or decentralized currency that allows you to pay. Now you can't even pay in Bitcoin. That is something very, very bad, right? So that has to be sorted out by the core devs, by the miners who are still running the nodes and whatnot. It's a consensus thing. So I'm only wondering what the true functionality of Bitcoin will be. Now, people are saying that Bitcoin will only ever be a store of value for now. I don't think that is entirely true. I feel that people do want to improve on it because it is the only true blue decentralized cryptocurrency that has zero pre-mine. You know, how the very first Bitcoins appeared was genuinely through mining. It was never pre-mined like how all the current ICOs are being launched, right? Like Litecoin, I would assume it should be around the same thing, but Charlie Lee has already sold off all his Litecoins. Okay, so Charlie Lee has already sold off all his Litecoins, and he wants to leave the public to decide the fate of Litecoin, right? Because I think it's kind of good. What's up, MoMA? So he wants to decide probably from the angle that I'm thinking, people will be saying, oh, I'm selling off all my Litecoin, haha, I'm dumping on the people. But I don't think that way. I think that Charlie is he's leaving Litecoin to the world, right? So if people want to build on top of on the Litecoin network and improve on it, I think that's what he's doing, and he can easily move from this project to another project. But being that he sold off all his Litecoins, I hope that he's still working on Litecoin to improve on it. And I think he doesn't want to have any influence. He doesn't want to have any influence over the price, or people are worried that being that he's one of the largest holders of Litecoin, and the price seems to be holding pretty well at $300. So I think no one should be worried. It's in terms of functionality, it still functions very well. It's very cheap to transfer. Oh, Olaf, all right, man. It's 12:48 a.m. for you. Okay, man. I hope and sincerely hope that people who are interested in collecting Litecoin, you monitor the situation first. Always when you invest in something, right, try to understand where this space is going. So I think he has a reason to he has a reason just to dump everything and let the economy decide, which is very unique, right? Every shareholder, especially if you talk about large companies, which I'm going to come soon, large companies, they're always going to hold a majority of the shares, right? Because if they believe in their own company, they'll be willing to hold. I see you, Richard. Richard from Arizona. Nice to see you, my friend. So Jolly is saying, Charlie Lee has made a brilliant move, whether it was emotional or planned. At time of Bcash insider trading, he shows virtues. Also, Satoshi is still enigma that scarce with 1 million BTC that can dump. Well, when you think about it, right? There is that 1 million BTC, but I don't think we should be too concerned. And if Litecoin was really built, for that sole purpose of peer-to-peer transaction, and it also functions better than Bitcoin as a currency, then Charlie Lee doing this is actually, to me, I find it's quite noble, right? But also he sees that, wow, we've had a good bull run, which I find very unique, where I kind of slightly disagree that, hey, what's up, Alistair? Okay, why do I disagree that the bull run is not over? Let me give you some perspective. Okay, so we all know the stock market, right? Okay, so let's just look at the top 10 in terms of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So it's nearing the 25,000 milestone, right? The 25,000 milestone because of the tax reforms. Now, I'm not someone who is into the politics and whatnot, and I know a lot of people don't really favor the US tax reforms because apparently it is said that it will favor the rich and enterprise and corporations rather than people, right? So I'm not going to get into that, but that was the catalyst that kind of gave the Dow Jones Industrial Average the green yesterday. Okay, so let's look at Apple. Okay, Apple is currently at 891.37 billion. We have Microsoft at 656.13 billion. We have Johnson & Johnson 380.52 billion. We have JP Morgan at 371.12 billion. We have Exxon at 5th place at 350 billion. We have Walmart 293.12 B. We have Procter & Gamble, P&G, at 232.21. We have Chevron at 227.66 billion. We have Pfizer, 220.13 billion, and we have Verizon at 216 billion. Now, on to NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ, I'll just mention just three: Facebook, Google, Amazon. So Google has a market cap of 742.75 billion. We have Amazon at 567.46 billion, and then we have Facebook not very far behind at 516.91 billion. Now, why am I telling you all this? What's our current market cap, guys? Our current market cap is only 616 billion, okay? And BTC in terms of market cap currently is at 278.43 billion. We have Ethereum at 78.3 billion. We have Bitcoin Cash at 65.41. We have Ripple at 29.97 billion. LTC is at 17.16 billion. IOTA at 14.16 billion. Cardano just recently launched at 12.31 billion, Dash 12.41 billion. We have XEM, which is Monero, at 9 billion. And then, sorry, that's XMR. So XEM is New Movement, XEM, NEM, at 9 billion. And then we have BTG at 7.62 billion. So why am I giving you this as a perspective? I'm giving you this as a perspective because people may say that we have had a very, very good bull run. We are done. You know, and it's kind of worrying for the people who are coming in, who are new. They don't know where this market is headed because they're seeing Bitcoin finally kind of consolidating between 16,000 to around 18,000. So you notice that right now Bitcoin is now consolidating. So what I'm trying to get at is, I think we are a long way more to go when it comes to cryptocurrencies. We have a long way more to go, especially when all these altcoins are still very young. But you know what's very interesting? They are getting a lot of funding very, very quickly, or at least a lot of the market cap is now, it's now starting to flow in, and it's starting to really form. Because if our market cap doesn't hit 1 trillion and above, it's very difficult for large funds to come in. Let's just be very honest, because there's not enough volume. Why do you think every single cryptocurrency wants to quickly push up in terms of overall market cap so that they can be listed in as many exchanges as possible? Now, the next thing is the most concern that I have is the security of these exchanges, right? Because if these exchanges keep getting hacked, it doesn't create a very good impression of the space. You kind of don't hear, you don't really hear NASDAQ getting hacked. You don't really hear the Dow Jones, the New York Stock Exchange getting hacked. You don't hear the CBOE getting hacked. You know what I mean? When you keep getting hacked, right, it kind of creates a lot of fear for the new money that's coming in. And for us, right, the reason why we're really willing to invest in this space, because we know that our currency is not growing. Whenever we put our money in the bank account, right, we're not growing our funds, guys, you know. And see, the people have always wanted something better than the current financial system. This is the problem that we are facing right now, and people are desperate to really change their lives financially, for sure. And people are they cannot make money in the stock market anymore. If you think about it, like yesterday when I was looking at the stock market, it was so boring, guys. And the things that were actually moving, or the top movers, are people who are, and the top movers are actually all the penny stocks, which is very concerning also, because when you're invested in penny stocks, right, firstly, not many people do a lot of digging. No one knows the credibility of these companies, right? So it is kind of the same. Why do you think people love to invest in the pump and dump coins? Because it's easy to manipulate, it's very fast. But in crypto, you can stay invested in the top 10, top 20 altcoins, and you should do very well. So now coming to my point, although it's 16 minutes in, I want to build up so that people who are new, they understand that actually in this space, you're going to be able to make money as long as you learn how to pick what are the blue chip cryptos in this space. Now, people, all the old school investors will like laugh, haha, Ryan, how can you even consider that cryptocurrencies, right, as a blue chip when these are not stocks, right? These are not stocks. You're not given equity. You are not given any dividend. You're not, there's no AGM. You know, you're really speculating, youngster. Now, let me tell you something. The traditional financial markets are heavily manipulated. So are the cryptocurrency markets. But at least when you are in this, when you are buying a token, right, you are actually you are also part of the ecosystem within that particular blockchain technology. Without certain tokens, you are not able to participate in the ecosystem. Also, there is a tie-up in terms of the utility. So you cannot entirely say that a cryptocurrency serves no purpose. Okay, a cryptocurrency actually serves a purpose. It's just that maybe as a hodler, you know, you may not be able to enjoy, the full benefits as of now because you're not a developer. But in time to come, people will get to see that, right? So there's the staking method, which is for you to stake and put in your wallet. And if you are someone who is in a particular, if you're in a particular cryptocurrency that allows you to say, it gives you a functionality, okay? Let's say it gives you a discount, like BNB tokens. BNB tokens gives you a discount whenever you are trading on the BNB network. Or let's say, for example, maybe if power or solar could eventually help you save in terms of your utility costs because you're holding onto solar tokens, right? All these things are actually benefits that no one actually understands. And from the outside looking in, they think that this world is just purely speculative. To a certain extent, yes, I would agree, right? Because everybody wants, it appears to be very fast money. But don't forget that we are still very far away from all these, we are still very far away because there are some stocks that are way bigger than the overall cryptocurrency market. And yes, we are showing a hockey stick, like a chart. It seems like there's no stopping, this market at the moment. And are we due for a correction? Yes, we should and we could, because it's running so hot so quickly. But then I look at the fact that there are new Coinbase accounts that are always yet to get open. There are always new Gemini accounts that are yet to be open. So people actually want to get in. They want to get in and they want to get some skin in the game. And when I look around me, right, although there are more people talking about crypto, a large part, in fact, 90% of the population don't even know about this space. They're still so far away. So why I'm telling you all this is that if you're someone who has just stepped in and you're very new, you borrowed money to be part of this space, which I strongly am very much against it. But and I would rather you come in with your own money. I'd rather come in and you learn how to invest in this space, what's good in this space, then you step in. Because if you're borrowing money to play this game or at least invest in this space, you're going to get burned. It's no different from any other financial market. If you borrow money to trade in futures, if you borrow money to invest in a certain stock, if you borrow money to go and trade options or derivatives, you're going to get burned, right? So I really strongly suggest that you don't do all this kind of stuff, because if you do all this kind of stuff and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose money for the people that you borrowed from, right? So try not to do that, okay? That's right, MoMA. That is your enemy. So try to start with your own money, and I really suggest that you don't take other people's money to invest in this space. I think I kind of understand that these people want to depend on someone, and you are like so-called in that area. You're the only one that knows how to do stuff, so you're taking in their money. But don't forget, when you take in their money, you have to highlight the security risk that is involved, okay? If you literally came into this space and you borrowed money and you invested in certain coins, and you personally are not experienced or seasoned in this space, you start cutting loss unnecessarily, all right? Or worse still, you have very poor knowledge on how to secure your cryptocurrencies. You don't even have a cold wallet. You don't bother to set your 2FA and whatnot, and accidentally you get hacked. And this is their funds, right? It may be hard-earned money. So try to understand one thing. You start with your own funds first, and then after that, if you get like experience enough, then we can come and talk, right? Okay, so basically that is just my initial intro on making sure that no one comes in with the wrong mindset. Don't come in as a gambler's mindset. Okay, there are gonna be flash crashes. There are going to be There is going to be market manipulation. There is going to be there's going to be a lot of developments as well, guys. Apart from the fact that this space has its moments, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make money in this space, but just be very, very cautious. Okay? So, okay, okay, so I'm now gonna start sharing about how I feel, and I noticed that because there are a lot of new people in this space. So if you're new, try to understand one thing. Start slow. Okay? Start slow. If it's anything, I hope you're listening, start slow. Because a lot of people only want to listen on what to buy, which is fine. But if you only want to care about what to buy, that means you have very little knowledge about this space. You have not experienced this space long enough. And this space has not matured enough for us to really have enough back testing to understand whether or not next year is going to be the same in terms of developments. Now, developments will continue to go through. Now, we're also talking about for the fact that how parabolic can this space be? It's rare. It's very rare that we have a whole space that is so parabolic. Okay, and imagine that if you're seeing the market cap just go upwards and upwards and upwards without stopping, that means one thing. The barrier to entry is actually very high. If the barrier to entry is very high, then we don't really have to be too concerned. Because at the moment, if you notice, a lot of accounts have limitations. So even if people want to put money in, they can't. There are, for example, state restrictions or country restrictions that prevent people from getting into this space because people don't understand it, right? If people don't understand it, then we have the benefit, right? We have the benefit that people still don't even know this space very well. So whenever we are in a new space, we have to be very cautious. Crypto or altcoins started getting hot only this year, 2017. We don't even have enough data to carry ourselves forward to really understand whether or not there's going to be further developments, further volume. Okay, so even the developers are saying that the market is very hot, right? It's creating a little bit of fear because maybe they find that, wow, you know, what we've created has created so much euphoria, no one knows. Okay, so so if you are here in this space for the very first time and you're watching this video, I strongly suggest that you start with the community first. Okay, you start with the community first, and once you start with the community, you will gradually learn how and what to look for. After that, you need to look for what is the main infrastructure of this space. What makes this whole space tick? That is very, very important. Okay, so vintage field. You've probably got this question before, but what did you do when quantum hit its all-time high of 70? Did you sell off and wait for the dip? I didn't do anything. I'm not interested in short-term trades. Okay, so question from MMA fan 84446. Because there are good alternatives now to F, do you think it will see new big rise or others will surpass it in the future? You see, Ethereum is not meant to be a base currency. Ethereum is actually it's ether. It's also the gas that helps to propel the smart contracts. Rightfully, it should not function that way. Rightfully, it should be probably Litecoin. So the pairing is actually off, in my opinion. I'd rather see proper developments coming out from the Ethereum network that would increase the value. And of course, naturally, 90% of the ICOs are built on Ethereum. So yeah. So .com is saying, you have the right idea. It's all a gamble in crypto. At least companies in stocks pay dividends, especially have earnings reports, etc. Okay, so why is it important for new investors to look at the coin market cap instead of price and charts? Okay, so this question is more of perspective. I'm giving you perspective that if you look at, if this is going to be the Internet 3.0 or the Internet 2.0, right? Then if you look at the stock market compared to our current cryptocurrency market, we have a large gap to fill in terms of liquidity, in terms of regulation, in terms of licensing. All these things are not even in place. But why I can safely say that this space is here to stay? If this space wasn't here to stay, why are companies investing in blockchain technology? Why are companies actually building on top of quantum? Why are companies building on top of Ethereum? Because they see the future in this space. Now, next thing, why is Bitcoin futures being launched on CME, CBOE? Because people want in. You cannot invest, or at least a financial institution that is licensed, okay, cannot invest in an unregulated space or with an unlicensed exchange. The only way that they can get exposure is that if their licensed exchange, which in this case is CBOE and CME, offer something for them to speculate on. Now, I know that the futures is pretty pathetic. Okay, it's pretty pathetic. So if you look at it, there are people who want in. So there are people who are using their fiat, and the futures market is not offering them very good spreads because there's not enough excitement or volume happening on the futures markets, right? Most are still here. Most want to be here because they are able to buy the underlying token, which is Bitcoin. So this is what's happening, guys. What do you think about BCC overtaking BTC? Overtaking in terms of volume, or overtaking in terms of market cap, or overtaking in terms of price? Now we have to think about it logically, whether or not that can ever happen. Bavik, if you're new and you decide to do day trading, if you do day trading, go and learn the basics of day trading first, right? If you don't know the basics of day trading and you ask me what coin you should put it in, then that means you are clueless. How do you pay yourself from your crypto profits? Fixed amount every month or a certain percentage? Okay, Zach, good question. I usually, I don't really need to pay myself every month, but if I did, I will basically just take what I need, and then and then after that, I will leave the rest behind to do whatever it needs to do. I'm pretty committed to the space. Okay, so Bertrand, Google Authenticator or Auth, consider lose of device. Okay, I think you have to have more than one whenever you have, this is a security question. So my advice is to have your Google Authenticator on more than one device if you can afford it. Always have more than one device. So say you lost your handphone, you still have your iPad, right? Something like that. Or maybe if you lost your iPad, you still got your mobile phone, something like that. But if you are so careless that you can lose two devices at the same time, then you're pretty careless. So have one device always at home, and obviously the other one is your mobile phone. You should be fine. Because I don't advise, you can have 3 or 4 devices, but yeah, that's possible as well, right? Okay, I believe the .com bubble only burst at 7 trillion market cap. You're right, MoMA. You're very right. It did burst at 700 million market cap. Wow, this is an intense question. Aras Sabokro. Hi Ryan, let's say you have 100k in savings. How much of that would you put in crypto, at least with the start? Now, this is not financial advice, it's just my personal opinion. You should put 10%. 10% and no more, because this space is highly volatile. If you put any more and it goes to shit, you lose all your savings. Why selling all LTC? Explain me, LOL. Anyway, I'm holding them for 2 years. No one is selling LTC, my friend. Charlie Lee sold all his LTC. No one is telling you to sell your LTC. Charlie Lee, the founder of Litecoin, sold off all his LTC because he wants to create complete decentralization, or at least he doesn't want to have influence over the price so that he can focus on other projects. Don't panic. You're obviously panicking. I was asking about alternatives to ETH than that offer smart contracts like Cardano. Ah, okay. So Quantum does exactly that. I think Icon should be doing exactly the same thing. So there are a few smart contract platforms that are fighting for the competition, fighting in this market space. So we have Cardano, we have Neo, we have Quantum, we have Ethereum, of course, and I think there are smaller ones like Ubiq. Yeah, so they are all fighting in this space. How, okay, if you look at the rate, okay, so how big do you think crypto will be in a year? Okay, this year is the only year that we've had this. So there's not enough back testing. There's not enough back testing to give you a proper growth rate. I mean, you look at the whole growth rate this year, the market cap is insane. So we hit 616 billion this year. We have not ended the year. It would be better if I can give, it would be better to ask me this question after 3 years. Then at least there is some back testing. You cannot base it on just 1 year and then after that you have some information on it. I think that's very inaccurate. Okay, so in terms of, is it a good time to buy LTC, hold, or better not? Better not? What's your opinion? Okay, it's the end of the year, okay, and the price of LTC seems to be consolidated at 300 at the moment, right? So if the price of LTC is currently at 300, then it would be best to wait for at least more days and then accumulate. Because if you don't accumulate at this stage, okay, let's just put it this way. There are 3 cryptocurrencies. You have Coinbase. Coinbase has a few cryptocurrencies: BCH, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. So if you look from a perspective, right, people are going to jump in on Litecoin because Litecoin is so-called the cheaper alternative to everything else. They don't need to know from a technological perspective. They just want to get in based on a price. So they'll go and decide what is the best, and they'll realize that Bitcoin is not functioning very well in terms of transferring is expensive. They will look at Ethereum and they will look at Litecoin. So Ethereum now is $750, while Litecoin is $300. And then we have Bitcoin Cash that is about, I think, 3,200. Which one do you think people will pick? Naturally, they'll look at the price, they'll say, I'll pick Litecoin. So this is how most people will think. What is the best hardware wallet? I use a Ledger Nano S for most of my storage. Okay. Okay, so this is a very raging hamster. Did Bill Gates sell all his stocks in Microsoft? Did Elon Musk sell all his stocks in Tesla? Yet Charlie Lee sells LTC is somehow good. You see, it's very unique. It's very unique because if you talk about decentralization, it's all about giving. Okay, he's not like selling it away and he didn't make any money, right? So now the question to you is that, is he still working on Litecoin? That's the question. If he's still continuing to work on Litecoin and making it good and improving it, then that's really very noble, right? He's not selling all his Litecoin and then if he leaves if he leaves Litecoin, right? That means he's letting the whole market decide, or whoever is his developer team focus on Litecoin. Now that I don't know. You see, If you leave, if you sell all your Litecoins, you don't have any intrinsic benefit anymore to really be part of the company anymore, right? Because you don't, whatever improvements going forward, you cannot benefit. But if he is still working and making Litecoin better, despite the fact of selling all his Litecoins, now that is very noble. That is very noble. That's something that very rarely you will see any CEO, any founder do, right? Because if you sell off all your stocks, which is the point that you came to, and my company keeps growing and improving, I don't get anything from it, right? I don't get anything from it. But if he's gonna stay and improve on Litecoin, then it's a totally different story altogether. Now that's a very unique idea, which I have not seen, because if, let's say I'm the majority stockholder in Crypto Grinders, right? So if I don't grow my company doesn't earn, right? I don't earn. So definitely I want to hold more of my stocks. But if my stocks are going to be growing year after year, in terms of my revenue is going to be growing year after year, naturally, right, I would want to hold my stocks because I'm linked to it. The success of my company is also linked to the amount of stocks I have, and also at the same time the kind of revenue that I bring in. Everything is linked together. But if Charlie Lee is selling everything and he's really following the whole decentralization idea, and he's allowing the market to decide, well, you know, he is rich, very rich already, because he started so long ago. He's very rich, guys. He's probably a billionaire already, right? So yeah, who knows? What makes quantum better than others? I think it's not about what's better all the time. It's about whose technology is going to help in terms of interoperability, scalability. That would be the right question to ask. It's not about quantum is better than Neo, Neo is better than Cardano, Cardano is better than quantum. It's not like that. It's also for the fact that there are other things as well. How much support are these companies getting, right? How much companies are these supports getting? EOS has nothing at the moment. Okay, just so you know, EOS has nothing at the moment other than hype. So you have to be very careful. Cardano is in the midst of building. EOS has nothing at the moment. They just finished their ICO, brilliant. They raised 700 million. I invested in EOS, guys. I invested in EOS since 1.66. That is just speculative, but I have since sold all my EOS. It was great to just earn something from it, but EOS has nothing at the moment. Until EOS has something, then we can have this discussion again, like what makes it interesting from a technological perspective, and which companies are going to be building on it. Being that they raised 700 million, you better deliver EOS, right? Because if you don't deliver and you raise 700 million, people are going to question. That's immediately 1B off the bat, almost close to 1B off the bat. Okay, so what's your, okay, so I think these questions are repeated. Okay, so can ADA overtake ETH? It could, right? It seems like it's doing that because you know why? People are seeing the flaws in Ethereum, which is good. Because if people are seeing the flaws in Ethereum, right, it gives rise to competition. And that is why it seems like it's closing in. Now, where is Ethereum at? Now, Ethereum, however, is at 78.3 billion in terms of market cap. So you have ADA, which is still very far away, at 12.31 billion. And you have Quantum at below 5 billion. But Quantum has so much more development, and it should be ranked higher, in my opinion, right? It should be ranked higher. It is available on more exchanges. There are more things being built on Quantum. Quantum has better technology. So I'm not sure why, in terms of market cap, it's still very far away, but I'm going to accumulate more Quantum. That's my take. ETH could go to 1,000 just based on pure hype alone. right? I don't see any improvements in Ethereum yet. Neo, okay, what's your okay? So Neo, same thing, yeah. Neo has to do exactly the same thing, right? Neo is at the moment, I think, trading at $65, which is great. It's a new high. At least it's a sustained new high. It's not a new high, but it's a sustained new high. Quantum is now sustaining at about $50 to about $55, which is good, right? So everyone is waiting. I'm interested to see the airdrop, right? Once Quantum does finish its airdrop, what happens to the price then? Because that is the part where it's the most interesting, because right now everyone's holding it because of the airdrop. Icon. I don't know anything about Icon to talk about it, so I'm sorry. Oh, Neo is at $75 now? Oh, wow. How long is the consolidation period in your opinion? Also, will we see crypto fishies clogging the network soon? Are you shitting me? There's actually a game called Crypto Fishies. I know that there's a game called Ethereum that is also now coming out and really spamming the network. So I think Ethereum is getting hammered left, right, and center at the moment. No. Okay, Quantum is QTM or QTUM, depending on where you're searching. So I'm not sure why. I think there's another Quantum, but Quantum is QTUM. So Kaiba Network, okay, I'm invested in Kaiba. So next year we'll probably see more momentum in Kaiba. Kaiba is currently at 300 million at the moment. It needs more liquidity and it has to probably increase to a higher market cap in order to be available in more exchanges. Right now there are not many exchanges that accept Kaiba. So yeah. Komodo, yeah, oh yes. Oh wow, shit, I forgot about Komodo. Yes, Komodo is definitely one of the contenders for a smart contract platform, and they also are having decentralized ICOs, which is an asset chain where if anything happens to the parent, which is Komodo, it's completely unaffected in terms. I think it's the same. I think every thing that's being built on Ethereum at the moment, if you notice, it's being clogged up. Now, I'm not sure whether in terms of Komodo, whether the barter DEX, when it's functioning, does it affect the other asset chain? Because they function on asset chain. So I'm not a developer, but you can watch the interview that I did with Satinder Grariwal and also with CA777. So you can go and watch that interview because Crypto Grinders interviewed Komodo back quite some time back. Can you explain in more detail some of the tech advantages of ADA, Quantum versus ETH or LTC? Okay, now no matter what, every platform you can actually build something on top of it. ADA or Quantum versus Ethereum. Okay, we are looking at ADA and Quantum as generation 3 blockchain. Ethereum is now considered generation 2. Litecoin is probably considered generation 1. So there are scalability issues. Now Litecoin moves very, very fast in terms of, I think, transaction is still very solid. But people don't seem to be building anything from it. Like I don't see much forks coming out from it. So everyone seems to be focusing on building stuff in a sense that they don't want to create like a cryptocurrency alone. They're actually building things like, for example, banking the unbanked stuff, or they're building some kind of project or improvement for their particular sector. So ADA, Quantum, at the moment, ADA is very new. Quantum has 17 decentralized applications being built on it. Ethereum has, a lot, right? But how many are good? I think what came out from Ethereum is Quantum. What came out from Ethereum blockchain was Neo, right? So these two actually came out from the Ethereum blockchain. Now, how they're going to scale and how they're going to secure in terms of get enterprise to step in, that is all down to the marketing, right? It's not always just about the technology. It's about how good are they at closing those enterprises as well. So, okay, opinion on Quantstem. Now, yeah, Quantstem is, like I said, it's an accounting and auditing service, which is probably a additional, it's not a layer, it's basically a service for companies who are building on the Ethereum blockchain. So they're going to audit these smart contracts, which I think is quite a good service. And that is why I did invest in Quantstem. And I did sell it off, but I might consider going back in once I see more developments in Quantstem. What are your thoughts on F2.0? Now, I have yet to read up on the improvements of Ethereum. That means it's probably sharding, Casper. Yeah, I will want to try to start reading up, because right now I'm on a chillax holiday. I will be reading up on all this, and then I will be giving a very strong overview for 2018, what to look out for, because I'm more of an investor. I'm not so much on a speculator. Please talk about Operation Dragon Slayer. It kind of doesn't seem to be happening, right? This Operation Dragon Slayer, it may be, you know, it may come from anything, right? It can be Bitcoin Cash dominating. It could be Ethereum dominating, you know. So no one actually knows. Exodus is a good safe wallet. Well, Exodus is a good desktop hot wallet, but is it extremely secure? No, it isn't. Why is the title Stop Losing Money in Crypto? Well, you kind of joined late. So just for you, Squeeze 22. The whole gist of it is that we still have a long way more to go in terms of this space. And if you are someone who can stay invested in the right cryptocurrencies, you will stop losing money instead of being emotional. And if you're new to the space, you're probably randomly you know, going in from one coin to another, not understanding the space very well. That's when you lose money. So that's basically a summary of why the title was such. Ryan, I wanted to ask you about Coinbase and how an exchange builds up liquidity to trade a new coin such as BCH. Do they just triple in price to get people to send them the new coin? Okay, liquidity is nothing. Okay, when you are able to be listed on a particular exchange, there are also certain criteria. So having a large market cap is one of those criteria. So as long as you have a large enough volume or market cap, right? That's why you start small first. Coinbase doesn't allow every single cryptocurrency. It's not like, hey, I've got 10 million, can you list me on your exchange? It's not just that. There has to be ample liquidity, or at least a decent sized market cap before Coinbase will let you on. So like for example, next year, Coinbase is going to launch a new set of coins. I'm very curious. I don't want to talk about any rumors. I don't want to speculate. Until they are there, then we can roughly see, oh, okay, there's a certain criteria, and we can maybe deduce from there, because they're not going to reveal to us what kind of coins they bring on and why, right? So let's just wait until that happens first, then we can decide. How about Raiden Network? Raiden Network is okay. Raiden Network is more of an off-chain scalability solution. It's a layer. It's an additional layer. It's just like the Lightning Network, but for Raiden, they are focused on creating. So, for example, once Raiden is possibly up and running, there will be faster transactions on the network that is off-chain. Now, the only thing I do not like about the Raiden network is that for me and you to transact, there has to be an open channel. That means there has to be an escrow. Both of us have to deposit an X amount of Ethereum, right, to open a channel. So can you imagine if I want to transact with 10 people, I need to always be depositing, and that person needs to be depositing as well, so that it can open up the payment channel. So all these settlements apparently can go up to 1 million transactions per second. But however, once we finally close the channel, it will be settled on the main channel, on the main net, or on the main blockchain. But in between, right, it will all be done off chain. So it kind of takes away the load from the main network. But if everyone has to go and set up an escrow, and everyone has to go and deposit Ethereum. I'm not sure how practical this is, right? Because right now I don't have to put anything other than leave the coins in my balance. In my wallet in order to transact. If I'm opening a payment channel with someone else, okay, with another person, then that person and me has to put into an escrow. So I don't know, man. I'm not very sure how it will work. Another question. In a previous stream, you said when it comes to grouping cryptocurrencies, you should group them in ecosystems. Can you elaborate a bit? Okay, so let me give you the Ethereum ecosystem. So we have Ethereum, we have Omisego, we have Ethereum, Omisego, and Kaiba Network and Raiden. This is one ecosystem. Okay. Then we have probably Quantum. Quantum at the moment, right? We need to see what kind of projects that are available. So Quantum, we have QPow and Space Chain. So these are QPow and Space Chain are the two that I'll probably get invested in. Why do I want to invest in QPow? Because QPow is a WeChat-like social network that allows transfer. Okay, so that's one of the quantum ecosystem that I'll invest in. So QPow. Then Space Chain is basically satellite infrastructure. For all the rest, it's all more sector specific. For example, MediBlock is more for medical data management. You have Vervu, which I think is, Vervu I'm not too familiar, but Bodhi is prediction markets. I want to probably get invested in Bodhi as well. So Bodhi is prediction markets, very fun. Then we have Robin8. Robin8 is a platform for to prevent fake data that's coming out from the social media influencers, like that. So these are the things. Then I think there's CFund and StormX. So CFund and StormX, I think StormX, or is it CFund, is more of a gig economy-like platform. So very sector specific. I prefer to look at the bigger picture stuff. So QPow is like from Quantum is going to be one of them that I'm going to invest in. So this is like an ecosystem. Okay. So there are many questions. I want to try to cover as many as I can before I go off. There's only 3 minutes more, so let me try to. Have you taken a look at TokenPay? No, Rasmus, I have not taken a look at TokenPay. Please talk about how an exchange gains. Oh no, this one is a repeat question. Okay, so. Okay guys, so seems like everything, okay, privacy coins. Yes, privacy coins will serve a purpose, but I think any pre-existing platform can inbuilt privacy features like coin mixing, ZK snarks. You don't really have to have a separate privacy coin. There are smart contract platforms that are able to turn that privacy feature on and off. So, but yeah, I have no insight on Lumens at the moment. Yeah, guys, I don't go all over the place. If you really know how I invest, I don't go all over the place. So I'm just someone who is very, very focused. I look at just infrastructure. And after a while, you watch all my videos, I'm not too experimental on going from one ICO to another, if you really realize. I like to invest in battle-tested and proven stuff. The more battle-tested and proven, the better it will be. I'm willing to buy more Quantum at this current price, $50, $60. If it drops to $30, I'm also willing to buy. It doesn't matter. Are you invested into any crypto cards? No, I'm not invested in any crypto cards. Currently, all the crypto cards are pretty shit. It doesn't work in my country. Invest in proven stuff and you have lesser chances of losing your money. That's right, Elzia. Okay, guys, that is all the time that we have today. God bless. And of course, like I said, the whole idea is to make money in this space, be emotionally steady, especially when you're investing in this space. Don't randomly throw your money around. It's hard-earned money, and don't forget that as long as you stick close to the campfire, you'll be making awesome funds. Okay, guys, give this video a thumbs up, and last but not least, please like, subscribe. Have a Merry Christmas, guys. Especially during Christmas time is the best time to share about cryptocurrencies. People will be talking to you about it. And last but not least, let's start creating life-changing wealth in this space, guys. It is our time. All right, please, guys. I want you guys to make solid money in the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, okay? And last but not least, take care and be healthy and wealthy.
Merry